स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ी किसी भी अपडेट के लिए स्पोर्ट्स तक को सब्सक्राइब करें और हमारे फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पेज को भी जरूर फॉलो करें।
Because I was sort of almost contemplating a situation where players have to wear masks. You're going into bat, you don't just have the helmet, you'll also have to wear perhaps a face shield or a mask. Is that something that you think could happen? It's not happened in football where the matches have begun without all the players wearing masks. But in cricket, do you think that's essential when I'm sitting in the dressing room or even when I'm going out to field or bat or bowl? Do I have to, should you be wearing a mask?
No, not really. I don't think that's what we have recommended, and that's what I don't think the medical advisory is recommended either when you're playing. Yes, when we are sitting around and just being in an environment, in a closed environment, indoors, that's when you need to constantly wear your mask. But when you're outdoors, you can't really do that in a sport. So that's something that I don't think is the norm. But like I said, you need to keep a vigil of what's happening on the field and then take some practical decisions at that point in time. So at this point in time, we don't believe that that's needed. Of course, when you're in an environment, in a closed environment, you need to wear masks to protect yourself from each other.
Let's come to one of the major recommendations that you made, which has stirred a bit of a controversy: no use of saliva on a cricket ball. Here is one of the world's greatest bowlers, perhaps who's used saliva for a long time to keep the shine on the ball. Certainly the fast bowlers did that. Was that the most contentious, controversial decision that you had to take? Because some believe, takes away some of the powers that a bowler had to keep the ball shining.
I don't think it's a controversial decision. I think it's a medical decision that has been taken. In my view, yes, it's second nature to all of us. Growing up, right from a young age, when we have started playing with a cricket ball, we've always used saliva. So it's very difficult to get away from that aspect of the game. But having said that, we'll have to untrain and then probably train back in the new normal. I mean, that's the only option that we have, because we felt that the only way that cricket can be played is if we eliminate the use of saliva on the cricket ball, because that is perhaps the most contagious way of spreading this virus. And since this virus is very unique, where even asymptomatic people can spread the disease. So that's the biggest challenge that we have today. And yes, it's going to take away some element of, I don't say advantage to the bowler, because we don't know. We don't know whether just using the sweat will be enough to keep the shine on. That is one element. The other element that is unique to cricket is the pitch, which not necessarily is an advantage to other sport. So you can play around with the pitch to keep the balance between the bat and the ball. So if you want to leave grass, additional grass on the surface, you could do that to keep the shine on for longer. This is probably a unique opportunity to bring back the spinners in the game. I mean, keep it dry and bring the spinners back. It will be a different challenge. And cricket is a game of uncertainties. We have always dealt with that. That's been the biggest challenge in Test cricket. I mean, Test cricket is being loved and followed and played because of the uncertainties that are unique to this sport. Every day is a new challenge. I mean, in England, we know that when the sun is shining, it's a lot easier to bat. When there's cloud cover, it's difficult. So each day, it has a unique challenge. And then players have adapted to those challenges very well over the years. So I don't see that this new challenge will not be adapted by the players. I know it will take a bit of time, because you have to undo a lot of learning and a lot of natural instinct that has happened over the years. You'll have to change that. Even as a spinner, for me to grip the ball, I would apply saliva in some state during my career. So that's something that you'll have to get rid of. So it's quite a challenge. But then, having said that, if you ask any player, would you rather play not using saliva, or would you want to use saliva and that's the only way I'm going to play? So I guess all players would say, look, I would rather go out there and play. And that's what we have sort of recommended at this stage.
Have you recommended actually that the pitches therefore also should change in a way that makes it a more even contest in this COVID age, because bowlers can't use saliva, that there should be grass on the wicket, make the wicket dry? Is that a recommendation, or that is just a suggestion?
No, it's not a recommendation. It's a suggestion. I think it's all about the two boards that play out there, work that out. Because at the end of it, we can only give certain guidelines, and as players, we know that this is something that can be tweaked if need be, because we don't know the effect of not using saliva. We've been only debating, suggesting that look, banning saliva will cause all of this. We don't know. Unless you actually go out there and play. So when we see these test matches in England, when it eventually happens, perhaps after that, we could take a call. I mean, if we believe that, look, the balance between bat and ball was compromised because the banning of saliva, then maybe, teams can look at, or the administrators can then probably look at doing something with the pitch. But otherwise, it's just a suggestion from our end.